What's up, everyone? Um, Welcome back to a new video 2 years later.
We made this video June 18th, 2022. That was a while ago.
That was
Shit ton has changed since then.
so much.
Um,
And that's what we're going to go
Here's
over,
what we're
right?
gonna do. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna go over that. But what we want to do in this video is we want to make these videos. It won't be in this house because this house is being sold. It's gonna be gone by the time this video is probably uploaded. But we need to make a video every 2 years around June area. Right now, what is it? March.
March.
I'm
Yeah,
leaving
so,
I'm
I
moving
don't
the
know.
country. I'm moving to Budapest, Hungary, and I'm traveling Europe, so I won't be here. That's why we're making it now. But every 2 years, you're gonna see a video of me and this dude sitting down talking about the goals and everything that we had back in that other video.
Yeah, we could do it yearly, too, honestly. Depends on how much changes.
Yeah, I think 2
I mean,
years is good because
2 years is
1
definitely
year is
great.
good, but 2 years changes a shit.
2
ton.
years changes so much, and we're going to talk
And
about what
it's
changed.
true. First of all, you watch the other video where we look like bums.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
kind of wearing all this.
Just
We were into
like-
sneakers at the time. That's what
Yeah,
it
we
was.
were just like wearing streetwear and stuff. It wasn't anything. It's not like bums, but we were just like not dressed well.
Nah,
Mm.
because we wear $200
Shoes.
Yeezys and all this streetwear shit, and it wasn't worth it. Honestly, it's
No,
not
it's
worth
not.
it. That's what a boy wears when you transfer yourself into kind of like a man. You have to dress more professional because you deal with people, you deal with business, you go on meetings and everything. And no one's gonna take you seriously if you have a mullet and and you're
No,
wearing
but it's true.
Yeezys and pink shorts. It just unless you have the money to show, but I just don't believe that was worth it. So I had to change a lot about myself to present the person I want to be.
Right, I agree with that. Because I would do the same thing. I would just wear a T-shirt, $20 pair of shorts, and then, I don't know, whatever Jordans and stuff. It was cool. It was good at the time. It was good in high school, but not
Yeah.
anymore. I've sold off, actually, a lot of my shoes. I don't know if this video is still up. I had a video of my sneaker collection. I think I took it down. I don't even know. But, yeah, I sold off most of them. I'm using that money for capital to invest in other things because it's just, like, I don't care anymore. I kept a couple of them. But
I sold
I'm
off all
out
my
of the
shoes.
shoes.
I
Not
sold
worth it.
all my clothes, all my shoes, everything, because it was worth me. The same thing I invested into my business, which we were talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get into it a bit later.
Yeah.
But also just school. Speaking of school, complete waste of time. I said it back then that I was going to college, and I'm still not going to college now. And I'm making a shit ton of money where I don't have to be able to be in that situation where it's college or not. But I still don't believe it's worth it. I went through school and they teach you guys this stuff that doesn't really reflect on what we need to learn in life. Like, for instance, this year I had to deal with my taxes. I just turned 18. I think we were probably 16 in the video before
Yeah,
that.
16,
But
17.
I had to do all my taxes. Did I get taught that in school? No. What
No.
did they teach me? They taught me algebra 2, geometry, all this weird shit that I'm never going to learn. So I had to go take courses and learn about taxes and stuff myself and hire people to do it.
Right. And I had to do the same thing. I
I
went to
never
a
had
tax
that in
guy.
school.
They
We
never
never
taught
had
you
that in
anything. I had to go in, he's like, what did you sell? And I made a whole spreadsheet because I did my research. But if I didn't know what I was doing, it
Exactly.
would have been horrible. It would have been a nightmare. I would have had to pay
Yeah.
like $5,000,
And
$6,000.
still, I have to pay a shit ton of money because
Yeah.
the way I trade, you can't get taxed regularly. I can't go to a normal ass accountant and have them handle my taxes. But
Which luckily I can do.
no
You can.
no one taught me that in school. No one taught me all this other stuff. They teach you the basics, right? They teach you
teach
the knowledge that you're supposed to remember, but no one remembers, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
It doesn't matter. As long as you're not going to college, you don't need what to teach you in high school. Like, honestly, if I was in the situation that I'm at back in that 2 year video, I would have dropped out and not got a high school diploma and did any of that because that 2 year period, I believe if I put all my work and my focus into that, would be so much better than what I'd be able to do in this school year, only working like... Well, speaking of work, we were probably only working 1 to 2 hours a day back then.
Oh, yeah. We weren't even.
We thought we were doing something really good working 1 to 2 hours a day.
But
And
that was
now-
good at the time.
It was,
I mean,
but it wasn't
like,
worth it. It was just
No.
your mind is completely different now.
I felt like I was doing a lot more than I was doing. Put
Yeah.
it that way. Put it simply.
I would put a constraint on myself, say 2 hours a day, that's good, and then we'll do that so long, and then eventually we'll get there. And now I do 10, 15-hour days, and it's like, okay, yes, the focus sometimes depletes, but that's when you take a little break and you eat and do that. But at the same time, what I used to do in a week, I can do in almost a day and a half now. So
Yeah.
I get done so much more. That's why these last couple of months, these 6 month period, has been legitimately like a vehicle towards success, where the other ones have just been waiting to get in a vehicle because you have to drop shit, sacrifice, and then boom, you're good and you go.
It's getting a call. But yeah, I agree. I was not really doing that much work. So that was June 2022. I felt like I was on top of the world back then. I want to talk about that because I was making good money with reselling at the time. I was making more than I would have made at a job, and I was not doing that much work. It was pretty easy. It was really easy reselling shoes. It was
You press a button on your phone and you sell it.
Yeah.
And you ship it out.
I mean,
Make
it was-
$50 per shoe. It's not that bad.
Yeah, and I was $50 3 times a week. That's pretty good at the time, but it just wasn't that good. And I don't know. I was hanging around a lot of people. That was the end of junior year, right? Yeah,
Was it sophomore? It
No,
was the
no,
end of
no, it
sophomore?
was junior. It was the end of junior, going into senior. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
All
So. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of friends at that point. I was just a lot of people in my life, and then up until that point, everything was good. And actually, after I made that video, I lost a lot of friends because of the video. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people were just making fun of me, like, "Oh, you're not gonna make it on YouTube," and which I'll get into later.
Oh, we should talk about YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, we want to talk about YouTube, but I was like, I don't know, it was just my focus. And then, at the end of the summer, going into senior year, I'd say by like November of senior year, I talked to like 5 people. It was
Yeah.
like you and like a couple other
That's
people.
the same thing. I started my own YouTube channel as well. We'll get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
But we were making these videos and everything, and people would make fun of us and do all this, and you lose friends. But honestly, it's good that you cut them off and you do all this, because back then, yeah, sure, I was talking to a bunch of people, but now the only people I talk to that lives in this place, this town, is probably him.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think, maybe 1-2 other people, but that's it, if that. And it's just, you get that mental clarity that it's just, you have no distractions. You could go hang out with friends and do that, but you're hanging out for the hell of it. What are you doing? Drinking, smoking? It's not worth it. But when you have someone that's
Is
focused,
it just
like
me,
him,
or like when you go out with your friends and you're just sitting there, you're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I here?
Okay,
I could be working.
I'll give
I could be
you
doing
I'll give you a
stuff.
perfect example.
All right, I go.
Anytime I'm hanging out with someone who I know is not on that path that you're on, right? Because we're hanging out. What are we doing? We're working. We're filming
sitting on our
videos.
computer. It's
we're
fun,
working,
though.
yeah.
It's chill.
And that's the fun
But,
part
yeah.
about it. Anyone going to the gym, all that stuff. That's the
Yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
good.
But I will hang out with people, and I'll be honest, sometimes with girls, and I'll be hang out with them, and they'll just be doing like normal shit, and I will just be like not even there. I'll just be like separated, because I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. I don't feel like this is right, and I know I should be working, because these people, you take advice from people that you want to be in their shoes in. And when people tell you, oh, you need a work-life balance, all this, and you look at them and you analyze their situation, and you're like, why am I even hanging out with them? It just doesn't make sense. So some people you have to be able to cut off, because your future matters. You're going to analyze people's past like they'll analyze your future, because I know his future is going to be great, and I know his past, but that's
Yours
why
is
we're
gonna be
friends.
good.
And especially with women, you have to do that. But
Women, they drag you down. No matter what you say, no matter what anyone says, like, they just drag you down, man. I don't know how else to put it.
you learn a lot. You learn a lot over the years, especially from 2022.
From that video till now, woo, a
Um,
lot's changed.
definitely been red pilled a lot. It's like, I remember thinking about getting married, that I was actually going to do it. I was actually going to fall in love and have all this stuff, but now it's just like, you got to look at the reality of life and say, these women are promiscuous. They're not gonna love you the way you want them to.
Okay, well,
And-
let's
and they're
clarify this for the
opportunists.
video.
Yeah.
Not all women.
Okay.
But a lot.
Not
of
all
women.
90% of them.
A lot of them, especially the ones
Yeah.
we've been with.
In the Western society.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to move to Eastern Europe. Maybe it's different. I hope it's different.
At least, okay, like in this
But yeah.
general area, the girls we've met, that's our experience so far. Like, because I feel like we can't talk for the entire world, but we can talk for, what we've personally
Pull up your
experienced.
computer and search up Proverbs 31:3. I'm going to show you a quote from the Bible that perfectly examples what I'm trying to say.
31.
3.
I'm not religious, so I don't know.
Okay,
but,
ready?
yeah.
I'm going to read you this. So this is from the Bible. It says, "Do not give your strength to woman, your ways to those who destroy kings." So what does that mean? That means that people that take away from your mental clarity and your vision, that cause war in your mind, those are the people that can destroy your empires. So back then, in the Bible times, when they were writing it and doing everything, there was kings and whatever, and these women would distract the kings, and they would destroy these empires because of the emotional balance that they had on them. So right now, obviously, we're young, but the thing is that the number one distraction is degeneracy, and it's these women we have to separate ourselves from them to stay straight on our path. And another thing that Tristan Tate said, which Andrew Tate probably blew up. Now,
that was when he was.
Yeah.
So
he was starting to blow up.
I remember I found him like a week after we made the video, and that's kind of where everything changed. That was
but
great. But
if there's
besides
anything
the
I
point-
want to say, it's that our minds have changed completely. And one
Yes.
thing is that I know he's heard it, but there's a quote that Tristan Tate said. It's about catching a butterfly. If you
Oh, yeah.
actively try to catch a butterfly and you run around and catch it, you might catch one, but you're never going to catch them all. You won't be able to catch. You might catch one that's slow, that's injured, whatever the case is. But if you run around trying to catch butterflies, you're
You're not
not
gonna
going
catch
to
'em.
be able to catch them. But how do you catch them? You catch them by attracting them. And how do you attract them? You build a garden, and that garden has flowers. It grows all these flowers, and then they come to you, and then you can catch them.
And
What does
that's not
what does
about
that mean in life?
butterflies.
Yeah, that's
That's
not about
about-
butterflies. What does that mean in life?
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, grow your empire, stay true to God, build something that's very, 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 very good, that can't be replaced. So you're irreplaceable, and you're a high value man, and then they'll come to you.
And now we know what that means because we've experienced that.
It's fun. It's
crazy.
funny because
It works.
I kind of blew up on YouTube. I have 11,000 as of making this video.
Yes,
and
you did.
I've made a shit ton of money. I bought a new car. I'm moving countries, and my life is just starting. And I thank God for that. But people come back into your life, and they message you, and they come back, and it's like, wow. So what happened years ago? And you start to see the truth of what people really are. And as much as it is painful, it's the truth. And you have to accept the truth.
Let's talk about this too, because it's not just girls that do that. It's guys too, and it's not just
yeah.
girls that drag you down. It's guys as well, which sounds weird, but the same thing applies to both. But I'd say it's more girls because they have that like
The emotional
emotional
part.
control.
But,
For the people that have read 48 Laws of Power, I forget which chapter it is, which law it is, but it's about a woman that went around and she ruined like 3 or 4 different like very very high level guys' lives. She just didn't do anything about it. She just went around ruining people's lives, and you just got to be careful of that.
Yeah, so
It's
I
scary.
think the
And that was
number
back in
one
the
thing-
1800s or something. You know, that
And
wasn't recently.
Now we got social media.
Now we got social media.
But
Ooh.
I think the number one thing is just, if there's anything to take from what we just said, it's focus on yourself.
Focus
learn
on
to trust
yourself.
yourself and learn to be able to live alone and strive alone, so you don't need anyone else.
But I'm
'cause
not.
you
I'm
don't
not saying
wanna
we're
be-
not saying not. Don't talk to girls.
No,
'Cause
no, 100%.
It's good. It's good experience. It's good practice.
'Cause
But I
you
wouldn't.
need to
I wouldn't try to be.
Don't
really
be dependent
serious.
on them. That's the
Yes.
thing. Never be dependent on them, because
Only be
that is-
dependent on yourself.
Yeah,
You
that's-
need to learn that.
That's not. But like I said, love's a beautiful thing. But as of this stage right now, being red pilled and learning from people and learning the truth and validating the truth based on results and seeing what they actually say, it kind of says, all right, this isn't the time for it. Maybe this video will change in 10 years. We make 5 more of these, or whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
who knows?
We'll have kids, which I want to have kids. I need to procreate. But
Oh yeah, I want kids too.
we're gonna figure that out. So
Be
let's
chill.
go away from women. Let's go away to the business. So let's
Oh,
start with-
one
let's
more
start with
thing.
you.
One more thing with
One more
YouTube
thing.
though. So actually, yeah, we'll just start with YouTube. 'Cause
Go
you
ahead.
Have, you have a lot to talk
Go
about
ahead.
with YouTube anyway. But I was gonna say, when I started, people were supporting me, and then as I like grew, I mean, the channel didn't really grow that much. I didn't really gain that many followers. But as it grew, people just started like slowly leaving my life, and it was crazy. I mean, I had friends that would talk about me behind their backs. You know who you are if you're watching this video. If you're watching this video,
They
you
probably
know
won't even watch
exactly.
it.
No,
Their
they probably
attention
won't.
span's too small.
No, I know, because it's what, probably like 20 minutes into the podcast
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They'll be clicked off of it already. But if you're watching this video, you know who you are. And, they would talk about me behind my back, and then I received the text, yo, your video was so good. I want to film with you again. Where you at now? Where you at now?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you
but,
do. But
yeah, it's same thing
just-
for me. Same thing for me.
it's
There's
just a lot of people. Well, it's not just that. It wasn't just that one person. I mean, I had a lot of people who I thought we were cool. And I've had friends, like I have one friend that I still talk to today. I was on the phone with him yesterday. He's my boy. Day one. And he wouldn't be in my videos. He wouldn't watch my videos because he just doesn't watch YouTube. But he still supported me. He didn't make fun of me. He's just like,
Is
look,
that
I don't want your videos. He's like, look, I don't want your videos, but I support what you're doing. And he's my boy. But
Yeah, no, that's
and
good. For him.
Parker, yeah, Parker was in the old videos. He was good. He always supported me on those as well.
Yeah, and you always supported my channel, and that was one of the only people who did that. And I just remember, I had a conversation with one of my other brothers. His name was Tariq. He lives in Canada now, Vancouver, but he just made.
Oh, he's in Canada?
Yeah, he moves all around. But he made a bet with me, and he just said, you know what, fuck what everyone says. I want you to make a video once every 2 days and see what happens. And
I remember that.
And
You
I
were-
blew up, yeah.
You were
But
scared to make a video.
I was afraid to make videos, and I just made videos, and I didn't care what anyone thought. I literally made videos about my life, and then everyone's watching me in the school.
Oh my
I
god.
have a great story
Yeah.
about this, but this is actually an awesome story. But everyone saw it from the school, and it started to go up and go viral and everything, thousands of views, whatever the case was.
How
And
much did that video get?
one video got 175,000 views, which I
Yeah.
took down now, and I'm not going to talk about that video, but you'll see in the future how the channel grows. But I remember vividly one day I was in the library, and I'm working in the library, and the way the library works is there's desks here, and in the corner of the desks there's like a bunch of chairs where people sit. So there's a group of girls sitting in the corner of all these chairs, sitting there.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then I was sitting at the desk. So you can kind of see from like the corner of your eye what they're doing. Like, obviously I wasn't snooping on them. But I saw they were watching my videos and they were laughing at all the videos. At the time, I think I honestly had probably 150 subs, maybe something like that.
Probably, yeah.
And
It took you a while to actually get going.
yeah, so I had like 150 subs, and they're all laughing at the videos like, "Oh, this is so shitty" and everything. Because I didn't even have a shirt on. I like came out of the shower, just started recording before my parents got home, so I could make a
Yeah.
video and upload it. And they were laughing at it and everything. And I remember I was like, you know what, one day I'm gonna prove them wrong. And then overnight, I got 5,000 subs. Overnight, I got 5,000 subs. What else?
I remember-
5,000 subs,
I
and
remember
the
that.
channel blew up and everything.
Remember you hit 10K in gym class?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
I had 10K in a gym class, but 5,000 subs, everything, which is it was beautiful to see, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna prove these people wrong. And then it came to the fact about money, and everyone's like, oh, you're making videos, but you're not making any money. And then when you show them the proof of the money, it's funny. It's really funny what their reaction is because
And then they say, "Oh well," it's always an "Oh well," you're not this, or I have this.
yeah.
Okay.
So here's the you know this, I'm gonna shout him out.
Yeah.
His name's Andrew Orm. You know him. So when I hit 10K on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
I showed him because he was in our class.
Oh, yeah,
And
the gym
I was like,
class,
oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I just hit 10K, and he was like, well, that's not $10,000. That's just 10,000 subscribers. That's nothing. I'm like,
Okay, first of all, you put
Yeah.
10,000 people in a room.
that's yeah.
That's
a lot.
like populations of towns.
Yeah.
Okay, but go on.
But yeah, so it's like three.
That's a
three
lot of
our town.
people.
But yeah. So he said that, and then I
I
remember.
don't remember that.
Yeah, he said it to me, but I remember also in class, I was trying to help one of my friends. His name's Tarek. He's probably watching this video, but I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
in class talking, and I'm actually gonna in my video. I'm gonna put this clip in my video, but I'm gonna pull up a clip here that's just talking about a teacher and how what she said to me. But
You know, good luck in your future. I see great things for you guys. Congratulations. Bye.
oh, thank you. But you know, you probably know what it is. But what did he say? Let's get back to the point. Is he said, I was talking to one of my friends named Tarek, trying to help him out about trading and tell him what to do. This was back in the school year. Probably at this point, it might have been like a year ago, like today, like around this area. And I was really like, hey, you're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and this is how you grow, blah blah blah. Just simple trading stuff, just to get him started. Very very beginner stuff. And then he told me, hey, like recently he told me, hey, so when you're in the class, this other guys, his name, Jacob and Silas, would come up to him after class and say, hey, don't listen to him. He has no idea what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He is none of that. And then he told me that now. And I was like, wow. So that's actually what they said, because now they congratulate me on moving or making money, and it's just like, that's not the truth.
Didn't one of them slide into your DMs and say like, "Oh my god, congrats, bro," or something like that?
No, that was another dude, but it's the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
It's a lot of people
Yeah.
that would just like shit on me or clown on me when I was starting out, and then once I have legitimate proof of making more than 10K in a day and growing a YouTube and traveling the world and doing all this and going to Miami and all this stuff, all they say is congratulations, but they were legitimately preying on my downfall, trying to say that I was gonna make it, telling everyone, making fun of me and all this, and it just shows that like consistency wins. Like you don't give a shit. You're just in your own bubble. Like the worst thing you can do is be average. The worst thing you can do is be average. So if you focus on something and you stand out, everyone's going this way and you're going this way, and everyone's gonna look at you and say, "Oh, this guy's crazy," until they're stuck here and you're all the way up here and you have what you want, and they're stuck by their own limiting beliefs. They've been in college, they're in debt, they have a whatever the job is, but it's
Yeah.
just I don't believe in what other people say, and everyone
Also,
says,
Look at the people that tell you things like that. Just literally analyze them. Just think, okay, they're hating on you. I went home because I was in the library. I was talking to these two kids. I thought we were cool. I thought we were boys. And then later I get home and I'm hanging out with Parker, and he's telling me, he's like, yeah, they were making fun of you for making videos. They said you're not going to make it. They said you're not going to be a millionaire. Because remember, I made a group chat on Snapchat, and it was a couple people I knew that were like, it was you, a couple other people just actively trying to make money.
Yeah.
Remember that? And they were making fun of me for that group chat. You know who you are. What do you do? Smoke weed every day? Every weekend you go out and party, drink? Where are you at now? I
tell you
bet
a
you're
good
broke.
story.
You have no money. I know you do. But no, I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah.
Because then they come back and they try to talk to me, and I was like, just bro, get out of here. I'm like,
Yeah.
like why?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to like switch up? And you always look at those people and they're bums.
Yeah.
But it's
I
so
find that
crazy.
really funny. I find that really funny.
What was I gonna say? No, it's just oh, it's so funny. I was gonna say-
It's satisfying though.
I'm gonna try to remember what I was gonna say. I can't remember. Go on.
I'll
though.
go. So
yeah.
and even I take it very seriously, my goals. So I was talking to a couple of girls, a couple of guys, and I made a video on TikTok. And it was me in Miami. Probably know this video. It was with
Okay,
my, it
I
was with my
honestly I can't
friends.
think of it. I was trying to think of it. I forgot what I said. But you go on. If I
Yeah.
think of it, I'll
Yeah, you let me
blurt
know,
it out.
interrupt
I'll
me.
blurt it out. Yeah.
So, I'm in Miami. I'm in one hotel. It's a very nice hotel. I'm with my buddy. And the Lamborghinis everywhere. I'm like, you know what? I'll make a video. I'll make a video right now. So I just pull up my phone, start recording. I say, one day, I said, before the year 2030, which right now it's 2024, so we have like 6 years.
Oh, here it is.
Was your,
Came to me. So that group chat we made.
was it
remember
the
that?
drop shipping one?
No, it was like the Future Millionaires or something. It was like
way back.
yeah, that was like a year ago.
Yeah, that's
'Cause it came up on my Snapchat a year ago today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was making that video. I wasn't making that video. I was made that group chat, and there was a couple kids in it. One of them films for one of like a big YouTuber right now, or a big TikToker. He's like, I haven't talked to him in a while. Actually, I'll give him a call. He's cool. The other kid, one of the kids in that group chat, he's a millionaire now. So you can say what you want to say, but
Yeah.
Harrison, if you're watching this, bro, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, congratulations.
So
man. That's awesome.
I'm doing what he's doing now. I'll get into that later, but you guys can say what you want to say. There's a kid
Yeah,
that's
if he did it, fuck everyone else.
yeah, he's a millionaire now. So
It's crazy.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so what I was saying.
Actually, I'm gonna
was-
check to see if this is still recording. But just
Yeah,
go on.
it's-
I need to
just
make
check.
sure.
Well, you do a little edit. Are we?
Yeah, we're good. We're
Oh,
chilling.
we are? Okay.
Okay.
So, what I was saying was, so I made a video on my phone. I'm in Miami, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna make one because I'm very confident in my goals, and I take them 100% seriously with no doubt in my mind. And I started recording. I said, by the year 2030, or in the year 2030, I'm gonna be driving down this street, which was Collins Ave, I believe was Collins Ave. I don't know. One hotel. I don't know. It was in Miami. It was Miami Beach, and it definitely wasn't Collins Ave. But I was recording it, and I just said, look, by the year 2030, I'm going to own a Lamborghini, and I'm going to drive it down this road. And I will most likely live in Miami. I didn't say, because I don't know. I want to travel the world, right? But
You
I
don't know
know
where you're gonna
I
be.
know for sure I will be in Miami a lot, and I will own a Lamborghini and drive it. So I do think in the future, you know what I'm saying now, I believe with my whole heart in the future that I will have at least an apartment Miami Beach. Apartment in Miami Beach within the next 20, 30. Maybe a small one. I don't need a big place. I just need a location. But the goal was to drive a Lamborghini down that road. And I took that 100% seriously. And there was people that came up to me and said, you're going to do it. And like, I believe you can do it and all this. And the bet was if I don't, I owe someone a lot of money. But I had a couple girls and a couple guys talk to me and said, I doubt you can do it. And they're like, yeah, I can't wait to see you do this, blah, blah, blah. Because you're not going to be able to do it. And I looked them dead in the eye and said, is that what you really think? And then they're like, yes. Laughing. I was like, they were laughing like it's a joke. I was like, okay. I hung up on them. Never talked to them again. Blocked them. Actually, I didn't block them, but I just never talked to them again because I take my goals so seriously that if you don't believe in me and you want to bet against me, I'm putting you up in my mind every single morning I wake up. So when you wake up at midnight or whenever you fucking guys wake up because you're so drunk, and I'm up at 4 a.m. working, just know that because you said that to me, you're an enemy on my list, and I have to cross you off. And the only way I can cross you off is not by getting revenge or payback, just by accomplishing my goals to prove you wrong. And
That's the best revenge.
Yeah,
is
that's what
success.
Pate said as well. And that can go to anyone. If you have a girl that
Anything.
broke up with you, and honestly, if a girl breaks up with you at this age, because they think they can do better than you, they think they can find someone better, or they don't respect you, or they don't do anything anymore.
Or they want to have fun.
Yeah,
They want to
what most of them
experience
are,
life.
Yeah. So
which you know what that means.
and that's, of course. But the point I'm trying to say is that right there is unlimited motivation, because what are you going to do? You can either use that motivation and call her 100 times and go to her house and knock on her door and do the little thing they do in the movies where they play that song.
and then stalk her Instagram, and stalk her
do all this.
Snapchat.
Who are you following? What is this? Or you
Yeah.
can take that motivation. You know what? All right, I made mistakes. I'm a young kid, and the only way I can become better.
The
Go ahead.
problem right now, like with a lot of people and us too back in the day, we didn't self-analyze what happened.
Yeah,
We weren't
That's-
aware
that's
of
a-
what
that's a
happened. We're
big
like,
thing.
oh, she left us, or like, oh, I don't talk to her anymore.
That's a
That
big
sucks.
thing.
I was pissed off. You know, I was angry. What do you do? Sit in bed all day? Sit around all day? No. Now we analyze. Okay, this is why, and we, you know, obviously we don't know the full extent of why, but I do my best each time to figure out. Okay, this is what I did. Here's how I can improve.
So I
You
think
need
the
to
difference.
self-analyze.
I think the difference that we did before, and it's a very big emotional difference, was we took it as a like everything, like that was a focus in life. Now we play it as a game. It's all about chessboard pieces, about what's the best move to keep your honor, respect, and dignity without being a simp or doing anything. So like if we do something wrong, we're like, okay, I did that wrong, so let's note that down and not do it again, because you can
Right.
see what happens after that. Oh, I did this right. Okay, we'll put this in the arsenal so we can use it again.
I think you want to
something
shout out
like
a book.
this. Yeah, there's a book called Rational Male, which everyone has to read. Raul Tomasi, he's a great mentor of mine, just in terms of psychology and it just, it's the mental clarity which it brings you. But going back to my point was, if any girl, if any guy, if anyone cuts you off, don't go back and try to get angry and hate them.
Right.
And don't even hate them. That's not a thing. You're not supposed to hate. You have no enemies. Your only enemy is the devil. They are just opponents. You got to think of them as
Your
opponents.
only enemy is yourself.
Yeah, it can be
The
yourself.
future version of yourself. Andrew Tate talked about this in one of his videos, making your villain. Your villain has to be a version of yourself that does everything you don't do. It has to absolutely and just motivate you every day.
Yeah, and that's it. Really, that's it. But
And the best
you
way to
just
get
have
success, or not get success, revenge
is success.
is success, but don't lose your dignity while doing it. Like I used to, spam people and whatever.
That's the worst. But I'll be honest, I made a giant mistake, and I
I did too.
and we do all that. But look, you live and you learn, and you think these people aren't even worth it. And the best thing that gets my mind is like, look, I learned from that, and now I'm never gonna do it again. So now I'm in a great situation where I can just use that motivation instead of putting it into trying to get them back. You put it into becoming the best version of yourself, and you become so big that you forget they even exist. You forget they even exist, because when you, and it's not all about materialistic things, right? But when you accomplish those goals and you get the money, you get the fame, and you get that, you're gonna feel a sense of fulfillment. You might not feel a big fulfillment, but you feel a sense of fulfillment. And you're like, you know what? Those goals, whatever those were back then that I was worrying about too, I fulfilled those goals. Those worries didn't even matter because the world's so big. Another thing that I really think people should do, but you need money to do it, is when you live in a world like this, like we call this place the Truman Show because everyone knows each other here.
Yeah.
They're all working 9-to-5 jobs. They're all doing the same thing. Everyone's going to college. We're like the only kids who don't go to college, and everyone sees us as the burden of like the town and stuff like that.
The high school burdens.
Like the dropouts.
Literally.
Like literally have my yearbook here, and I stole it. You know what? I'm gonna show this.
you want to talk about?
I'm
We
gonna
have to
show
talk
this.
about how they didn't put our quotes in, and what else did they? They didn't
Okay.
post our pictures on Instagram. Remember that?
I'm gonna show you. Yeah. So they wouldn't
Yeah,
post us.
they wouldn't
so there's
post
like,
us.
There's a there's something. I'm gonna burn this book. I will
No,
burn
you gotta
this book.
keep it. You gotta keep it.
But so there's something on, where is this page? I can't even see it. But there's something. What was I gonna say? Am I dumb or am I just stupid?
What are you looking for?
I'll find it. But just keep
Oh,
talking.
Parker's.
Just keep talking. So there's something that we did. Oh, there it's in the very back page with all this stuff. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. But this is what I want to show everyone. There's only one autograph on this book, and it's you.
Yeah.
There's one autograph on this book, and it's him. No one else.
I didn't.
signed
Wait,
it.
I didn't even sign that.
I signed it
You
for
signed
him.
it for me because I wasn't.
look
I
at this.
skipped the dinner because I was like, "This is pointless." I did something that day that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this instead because why am I going to this dinner or whatever we did
This is
with all these people I don't care about?
And then yeah, so this was what I'm talking about. I kind of
Crazy.
had a brain fart. I'm trying to find it, but
yeah, no, go on.
So there was a.
That's
oh my god,
that's
a
crazy seeing all these
glow-down,
people
bro.
again.
That's a glow down. Sorry, looking at people that had glow downs. But
That's crazy.
But so there's this page on Instagram that they post everyone going to college and everything, and they refuse to post us. And then in the yearbook, they refuse to use our photos, and they refuse to.
No, they used my photo. Surprisingly, I thought they weren't gonna do
They
it.
didn't use mine.
I think they did.
No. They used
did.
one of my just my school photos, but they refused to.
They refused to put our Instagram. The
This is
the
crazy.
high school quotes. We did quotes. What was your quote? My quote was the Travis Scott one.
So they didn't put any of my quotes. They didn't even put my photo in there. They removed everything that I had. So I'm just looking through this shit, trying to figure out where this is. But
yeah, no, it's back. Wait, were you trying to find
I
your quote?
swear, I swear it's up front. Is it not?
No, it wasn't. No, it was all back here.
Is it?
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
you're right, it
wait,
is,
wait, no,
it
no, no, that was what you had to
it's
pay for.
exactly.
No, it's forward. It's gotta be, yeah, right here.
Okay,
It's one of these. Where's your?
Okay, somewhere here. But if I were to show this, yeah, it's an F, so we're getting there. But so here's a photo of me. You guys probably can't see it. Here's a photo of me, and they refused to put my senior photo in there and my quote, and they basically removed me from the school like I never even existed, which is great because I'm gonna make so much money, and I make double the money of all the teachers in the school now. One of the teachers told me, but that's enough of the book. One of the teachers told me that I was never going to become successful. That was probably the time we actually made that video in 2022.
Yes.
He said
Wait,
I was-
remember? Remember
Yeah.
he said we're gonna be picking up scrap metal on the side of the road?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Picking up scrap metal on the side of the road, never going to become successful. I was going to be a manager at McDonald's. So that teacher makes $30K a year. I made that in a week, and I need to find his address to show him this. I'm not saying it to brag, but I'm saying it because
No, we
it's
want
like,
we want to talk to him.
and even
Genuinely.
we just want to talk.
We're not
just,
like actually. Just want to show up to his house.
just
have a
want
nice
to talk to his
conversation.
house, like glue his mailbox shut so he can never use it again. But we just
No,
want
no.
to talk. Can we get this shit out of
Yeah, no, I want to have a conversation with him. I mean, because so much has changed, and
Well,
he
they
was
ripped out
actually.
this.
you're
Yeah.
the-
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
But yeah, I think just like actually whatever. But I don't need the yearbook. It is what it is. It's funny.
yeah,
Actually,
it's
I don't
definitely
even use the motivation. It's just like it's stupid.
funny. I
but-
forgot about half those kids when you were just flipping through that. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, these kids, that's crazy. But
It just makes me laugh. Of like the
Yeah.
school literally tried to erase us from the yearbook and everything. Like they didn't do anything and all that, and it was just like wow, fuck. But it's just like motivation. Like even the guidance counselors would tell us you're never gonna become successful. Like you need to go to college and all this, and it just fathoms me when you actually make money. Like I'm not trying to brag, but when you make money, these people mean nothing. They honestly don't. That you just see them as so low on the pedestal because you're like, you just tried to push your limiting beliefs on me. There's a quote, and I probably said it before. Don't let someone with a $50K salary talk you out of $1 million dream.
I like that. I never heard that, but I like that.
But it's a beautiful quote. But
I have
besides
respect for
school,
some
yeah.
teachers,
Oh, yeah,
because there's the business teacher who I gotta give props to him. He knows what he's doing. He goes in there for 2 hours, teaches the business class, and leaves. He's not a teacher. He does it on his free time.
Oh, what's his name?
Mr. Trask.
Yes, that guy was great. That guy
He
was
was.
awesome.
I have nothing bad to say about him. He's taught me a lot.
He's a G.
Obviously, he ran a business when things were a little bit different. Everything was brick and mortar stores, and actually going places. Now with online businesses, you can do a lot from your laptop, which you got to take advantage of. I think it's like $5 billion a day is sold online. So that just goes to show with
Yeah.
that. I mean,
He's a G. He was a really
but yeah,
good
he's one of the good teachers. Also, Mr. McCarthy, him.
Yeah, I like him.
He-
Those are the only two teachers, though. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the rest of them, they're all right, but a lot
Most of
were
them just legitimately wanted nothing to do with us, hated us because we were
Yeah.
doing other things. Like there was a story when I was in the middle of like an MCAT. So one of the biggest tests, I literally just pull out my phone, and I take a trade during the test.
I remember this.
And he gave me a 0 on and everything, but I made a lot of money on that trade, so it was great. But it just like they would come up to me. And another thing was ChatGPT, because that was a big.
Oh,
thing
you got to
that-
talk about this.
so I used ChatGPT for all my assignments the whole entire year because I told the school when I started making money, I said, look, I'm gonna drop out unless like you give me the only classes I need, and I only had to come in for like an hour or two a day for the final year.
Which you're lucky you could do. I don't know why.
I told them I was like, look, I'm gonna drop out if you don't do this. So they're like, all right, we'll put you on this. Kind of gave them like an ultimatum, and I used ChatGPT for all my assignments. And the teacher came in, and they all pulled me. And the principal everyone pulled me in and said, look, you have all Fs. And the reason was because I used ChatGPT, and the teachers caught me. And then all the teachers came in and was like, you have something to tell us? I said, not really. And I was just being respectful. I was like, I don't really have anything to tell you. She's like, what have you been hiding? I was like, I've not been hiding anything. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. She's like, so what have you been doing with the work? I said, I've used ChatGPT for every single assignment you've given me this year. And then I explained to her, I'm not doing it because I hate you. I respect you as a teacher. I respect you have a job to do. But you have to respect me in the same way that I have a job to do, and I have people that rely on me, and I have to build my own business and build my own empire and generate wealth in this. This is a mere distraction. So I respect you as a person, as your job, and you can give me an F, you can expel me, you can do whatever you want. but just know that I am not doing it because I hate you. I'm doing it for the better of my future self. And she said this to me. Go ahead.
They don't know that, first of all, because I know there's kids that have to drop out of school, and I mean, not really in this particular area, but there's kids that have to drop out of school because they got to work to
Yeah.
support their parents. You know, teachers don't know what's going on outside of the school. I mean, there's kids that don't do homework because they're bums and they smoke weed up until 1 in the morning.
And they thought that I was one of them.
They thought he was one of them.
Because
but there's
have
also
the same
kids that
characteristics, yeah.
you could have been, you know, supporting your family. You could have been working another 8-hour shift after school. It's like,
Yeah.
people don't know what
I had the
they're
same
going through, man.
characteristics. I was skipping school. I was not coming to school. I wasn't smoking, but I was showing up late. I was doing all this, and it was for a completely different reason. But they thought it was the
It
same
was
reason.
because you didn't care, but it wasn't
Yeah.
because you didn't respect them and
No,
were a
it was
bum.
coming from a point of I need to look out for my future self.
Right.
And what they said to me was very, very funny. They said, "Look, you don't have any motivation or dedication. That's why you're not doing the work."
I
And
remember that.
I looked at her, and I wanted to rip her throat out of her.
You work longer than her. You literally work 10
and
hours
I was
a day.
like, you know what? I literally had to go. I just laughed. I literally just sat at her and then laughed. And I was like, you know what? You don't know. I said, look, I work more than you. I work double hours. And I asked her, how many hours you work a week? She's like, well, I work 8 hours a day. I work 5 days a week. Like, okay, so you work what, 40 hours? I'm like, I work double that. I work 10, 12 hours a day. You know nothing about dedication. And she was like, well, I do this, do that, do that. I was like, yeah, but you get paid to do that, right? I have to do it with my own willpower. I have to do all this and build something. And I tried to
There's
explain
no
to her.
instructional
Yeah.
guide. There's
The-
no,
There's
you know, rigid path of success with this. And that's what I want to talk about. I saw this quote. Andrew Tate said it again. I keep quoting him because he has so many great quotes. But he said something along the lines of, either you work a job, and you do work hard. These teachers work hard.
Yeah,
but
there's
they're
no doubt
still-
about it.
But they're still lazy. Why are they lazy? They work 8 hours a day. Why are they lazy? Because they don't find anything better to do. They don't find a way to escape. They don't use their mind to try to escape the trap.
Complacent.
So,
Complacent.
like, I'm gonna get into this. I had a warehouse job for about a month, and you know, I have nothing to complain about because it's what I, you know, applied for. That was the job I wanted, you know, and I expected everything about it. And yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? You know, oh yeah, so I had to work. I did part time because I was doing my business in the morning, but I still had to work 4 hours a day. So, you know, these teachers still have to work 8 hours a day. Why not work 8 hours a day on something that you can, like, try, at least, like, use your brain and try to escape? Otherwise, you'll be working 40,
they have
50
commitments.
years.
They have kids. They have all this, and I
know.
understand that.
I understand that too.
But
well, no, I don't
fact
understand
is-
the kids. But,
yeah,
you know.
but the fact is that when they assume something about us and that we're unmotivated, undedicated, they don't see what happens behind the scene, that kind of gets to your head, and you're like, you know what? No, I'm not taking that shit from you. I'm not taking it because you don't see what happens. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes, and they think you're bums. Like I don't know if this happened in 2022 when I made the video, but the teacher came up to me and told me, we're going to sign you up for a janitor program, so you could be a plumber or not plumber, but like a janitor.
Trades.
Yeah, no, not even
trades?
like to be a janitor. Like they're like, we're gonna
Oh,
sign you
seriously?
up for a program at a school so you can become a janitor. and I'm like, no, are you serious? And they thought of me that low, and they're like, well, what are you gonna do for all of this? And I just want to go back there, show them a pay stub or show them a payout, because I had a goal back then when I was. We'll go into what we're doing now.
Yeah,
So-
we haven't even
so-
touched that.
Yeah,
You want to talk about that now?
We'll do it right now. We'll get this going.
All right,
So-
wait, hold on.
yeah.
Before I'm gonna end this recording,
And then
no cuts. This video has no cuts, but I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna play it again just to make sure that this clip does save because this
Go
is
ahead,
a long
go ahead.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
need
just-
to stand up for a second.
yeah, no, you're good. I just want to make sure everything's all good with this.
All right, so let's get into work. So we're talking about work. So
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the camera didn't die because it was at low battery, but we're chilling, we're good.
my
everything's
my
good.
goals back then was to become a funded forex trader, get funded, grow my own personal account, and do all that. Since that day, I've been funded with over $400,000. I've grown my YouTube to 11,000 subscribers. I've done interviews with funded companies. I've done interviews with my mentor. I've been on the top. I've been one of the youngest people to get the funding from my community. Everything that I said back then, I've accomplished. The only goal I haven't accomplished was just to get $1 million funded, which I am 5% away from right now, which is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm about 5% away
Crazy.
from that, and it's insane to see it because all the proof, and we'll pop it up somewhere on the screen now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up.
It, it's insane what I've been able to do, and it's just like it was all here. I was already there, and I said something on Twitter today, which was,
I'll link your Twitter
Yeah,
and my Twitter
yeah.
because we're both being active on Twitter. I think it's a good platform now, especially to use. So
I
link both
said
of
something
those.
on Twitter today this morning that said, look, I was already there. Like, my mindset is already there. Back then, I was in the vehicle to the success, which is my goals, that destination. The only thing I had to do is keep my foot on the gas. And over these last 2 years, I've just kept my foot on the gas, and I've been able to accomplish that. Like, last week, I had my greatest, actually 2 weeks ago. I didn't trade last week because if you're familiar with prop firms and the current date of March, we've all migrated, if you're in the U.S., over to a different platform called DX Trade and all these prop firms and blah, blah, blah. But I made a tiny bit under $12,000 in 8 hours. That is around 3% of my account. And that's one trade. And that was my biggest day because I got the funding. So making that amount of money in one day, multiple times a month, is something that I can't even think about, but it's something that I've been able to do now. And it's beautiful because now I am moving out of the America. I'm moving out of the US. I'm moving to Europe and traveling the world for the next couple of months. Come back here every 90 days because I have to. Go to Miami, go wherever. But the thing that's amazing is that I manifested all that back then. And now I'm living it. And I want to say it's just amazing. I'm a profitable trader. I'm a funded trader. I have the goals. I have the dreams that everyone wanted and that I wanted. I make the money that I've never seen before. And I'm going to put up my goals again. It's now, obviously, within the next 2 years, I pray that prop firms are still up.
even if they're
And-
not, you'll have
yeah,
capital to
I'll
trade
have
with
the
on your
capital.
own terms.
So
you're
what
fine.
I want to do is within the next 2 years, and it's gonna hurt me to say this, but I don't know if I'm gonna have to buy a supercar within the next 2 years because I want to build my personal trading account, which I think is smart. So I want to have a big personal trading account.
You could do payment plans. That's always an option.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I want to, within the next 2 years, I want to have a personal account of 100K. 100K.
Easily you'll have that in 2 years.
Yeah.
No
And
doubt.
I don't have it right now, but yeah. But I feel like that's imperative to the next video.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
personal account at 100K is one of my goals. Then I want to hit, obviously, 1 million funded. If prop firms are still up, I want to hit 1.5 million, 2 million funded. It just depends on, honestly depends on if the prop firms are still up. But I want to say at least 1 million funded. Those are 100K, 1 million funded. And then YouTube, I want to be at least, so in 2 years, probably at least 50,000.
I was gonna say 50.
50,000 would be probably my goal. And then other than that, just consistency in the gym, consistency in my mindset, traveling the world, and just being true to myself, true to God, and that's what I want.
Those are all definitely good goals.
Let's
I
talk
want
about
to.
yours.
Yeah, I want to talk about. There's actually a lot that I need to cover in this part of the video because the last part of the video, or the last video we made together, sitting on this couch, which I will link down below too, so you guys can watch the original version. You talked about trading in that, so you were always on the same path.
I was always on the same.
You were always on the same path. So for me, things have been very, very hectic over the past 2 years, and I'm finally settling down with something, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. So during that time, I was reselling, doing pretty well. Then I started to make videos. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a YouTuber, which I still want to do. I still want to make videos eventually in the future. It's just I don't really have much to make videos about now because I sit in the house and work all day. But point being, so I want to make YouTube videos, and I was making YouTube videos. I was making prank videos because that was all I knew at the time. I just thought, it was good. It was good for my self-confidence, though. I was, pretty awkward, and I still am, but I was way more awkward before I was making those videos. I kind of just got out of my shell with those videos, and it helped a lot on the personal growth aspect of things. So I made videos up until it really fell off when we got attacked in Walmart that time. That was
Talk about that.
No, I actually don't want to talk about that because it's in the past. And
awesome.
it kind of it was a big wake-up call. It was funny.
Both of us too. I was recording.
Yeah, he
I
was recording,
I was
so.
like, Michael, I don't know if I want to do this again.
No, and I said, I was like, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
And I know some guy that made prank videos. I don't know his name. People probably know that got shot over a prank. And I was
Yeah.
like, is this really what I'm doing? Like, I know there's Bayon Levine, there's Loaf,
So I'll support you
Jadeon.
whatever. I'll record whatever you need.
and Jadeon. He actually
Turned
took
to
down.
Christ.
Yeah, he turned to Christ, which I miss his videos. He was by far one of the top
He
three.
was my favorite.
Top
He was
three.
my favorite.
For me, top three.
Yeah.
I like Loaf.
I gotta talk
and
about the
Bale.
Danny Duncan thing too.
I could do that at the end.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Because that's actually crazy too.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, we've done so much over the past year.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Jadeon, which I do respect that. I miss his videos, but I do have to respect that because, you know, it's his choice, and I think it's a good choice, you know, coming from personal experience. I know a lot of pranksters that are moving away from the space,
Yeah.
which is good, and a lot of pranksters that are making different types of videos as opposed to annoying people in Walmart. They're being creative with it. Seth Meyering, I forget how you pronounce his name. He was on. I had a podcast with him up on this channel. I don't know if it's still up. And he hit 100K subs, but he's doing more like lighthearted pranks as opposed to like just pissing people off. He goes around, and you've probably seen some of his videos.
They're funny.
They're pretty funny, where he puts people's faces on shirts and video games and stuff, and he like tries to return them, or he goes in the stores wearing it. It's funny.
That's sincere. Like you can't really.
Yeah.
Like.
And he gives
Between
back
that,
a
yeah.
lot, which I respect. Like at the end of every video, almost it seems like he just gives away like $500 to random people, homeless people, employees.
No,
So
yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, he's a good guy, and you know, there's a lot of people like that. But then there's a lot of people like, I'm not gonna name names. I don't really know any off the top of my head, but there's these people that have like less followings, and they just go around pissing people off. And like, it's funny. The reactions are funny, but besides the point. I got out of pranks kind of around then. I kind of just had a big wake up call where I was like, okay, this could have went a lot worse
Yeah.
than it did, you know. And again, I'm not going to really get into much of what happened. If you guys know, you know. If not, you know, it's in the past and we learn from it. After that, I was kind of like in like a space where I was like, what do I do? Like, actually, like, what do I do? So I started making TikTok videos. And I've had like 5 TikTok accounts in the past. I had one actually sophomore year of high school. It blew up. I got 100K likes. It was my Walmart pants video. I don't know if you
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got 100K likes. That was pretty cool. But I've had that account. I've had a couple other accounts just doing different things. And I never really gave up on YouTube. I took a break. I took a solid break from mid-December to February of 2023, which is when I filmed another prank video. I went to Boston and filmed it. And it was a fun video to make, but I was just like,
It wasn't worth it.
it wasn't worth it.
worth
And I didn't have that passion anymore. I was kind of just like,
Yeah.
I didn't really want to make it. I wasn't driven to make it. Before, I was driven to make these videos. So I was like, okay. And then I got COVID, I remember. I got COVID. And things kind of just went downhill from there almost. So I was in like a couple months of like, what do I do with my life? And it was actually like crazy because that was the beginning of senior year. Or the end of senior year. Senior year was coming to an end. We had graduation, prom, all
So
this
that
stuff.
was recently.
Yeah, so I'm saying a lot's changed over
Yeah.
the past. So it's literally been in the past years. This has been the past year.
Senior year, prom, all that shit. Those summer months was the biggest change period. That was awesome.
Bro, yes, it
that was
was.
awesome.
It was
great.
good.
It was great. That's when I'll go into it
yeah.
now. Yeah.
So
So
no, don't go into it now.
no, shut
Go into it after I explain what happened.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause then we'll get into that,
It,
like,
it, will,
later.
it will all tie in. Yeah.
Yeah, it will tie in. So up until that point, I think that was, I don't know, March. And I was like, what do I do with my life? Blah, blah, blah. And the kid Harrison I was talking about, he sold on Amazon. So I started looking into what is called Amazon private label. So which is where you order from China on Alibaba, find a product, and then you list it and hope it hits, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do that. I was spending a couple hours a day doing that. And I was like, this is boring. There's no statistics. It's just like, it's like drop shipping. Either it hits or it doesn't hit. But the problem with that is you need to like buy 1,000 units of whatever your product is. So, you know, I would be out a lot of money. I don't have the money. I mean, it's good if your product hits and you start selling it and no one else can sell it. It's private label. It's good if it hits. Otherwise, it's a very big risk. So then I was like, okay, I can't sell on Amazon. I'm not allowed to sell on Amazon. So Amazon's off the table. Back to square one. We started doing interview videos around that point.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we just graduated. We'd go to
supercar.
car meets, which I actually want to do again. I want to network with some car owners.
But instead of recording it, I just want to talk to them.
I want to talk to them. I'll take photos of their cars. I'll bring a camera, but I'll talk to them. Just get to know people. I mean,
I feel like, and I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
go.
I feel like back then we were only interviewing them for the content. If the content worked, then it worked. But we weren't actually interested in what they do and everything. It was just for, this is gonna get views. But now it's like, these guys are in a situation. We should talk to them. And
they're all knowledgeable,
ask
and
them.
actually a lot of them did sales. So I think sales is a very good career, which I'll talk about later.
That's
So
why we need the cars too. That's why we need the cars.
So we'll get into this.
Connections.
So I was still making videos. I actually made a new channel. Maybe I'll link it down below. Maybe I'll not, maybe I won't, because I probably won't be posting on that channel anymore. I'm actually going to be changing a lot of things, but I don't think I'll be posting on that
With the
channel anymore.
Prank one?
No, this is the prank one. This is going on the prank channel.
Okay.
The original channel with the original podcast.
Oh, okay.
I made another channel, and I started making vlogs. Like, I explored an abandoned train. That was cool. I went searching for gold up in the mountains, which was cool. It was fun to make those videos, but I was just like, I didn't have anyone to film because you were working at that time.
Yeah.
You're still working like 10-hour days. You couldn't film for me. And I was just like, they're fun, but I was putting a lot of effort into it with little to no results. I haven't made a penny off YouTube to this point. I used to film this phone here. This phone was what was propped up.
Show him the screensaver. I want everyone to see that. Show him the
I'm getting
screen.
calls. What?
Show him the screensaver. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
That is the basis of our life right there. That's pretty much what we do.
But yeah, let's try again and again and again. I made that in business class because we have to set screensavers something meaningful. And I have a couple screensavers that are meaningful. The background of this, when you open up my phone, it's that, and then the background of it is a Hellcat, which I'll talk about later.
Yeah, I want to talk about cars.
Yeah, we'll talk about cars after. So, I have another screensaver here. We're gonna look at this here. My phone's tweaking out now. What is it? It's a quote. So it says, Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants," which resonates with me a lot because I don't really want anything. All I want is
I want cars.
I want cars and I want money, which is a lot, but it's like I was thinking about this the other day. I'm
just
not
want
going to
the
name
freedom.
people.
The
And freedom. Someone on Twitter posted, they're like, "What do you want out of business?" And I said, "Fast cars, freedom, and traveling," which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like a lot of people I know, they spend their money going out to eat, door dashing food to their house.
McDonald's. Look at my fridge. My brother's McDonald's in there.
Yeah,
Door dashes for an hour, then spends all the money on McDonald's. Crazy.
that's crazy. What, he door dashes?
I don't know what to talk about, but he door dashes and buys
DoorDashes?
McDonald's. If you're watching this video, don't eat McDonald's anymore. It's bad for you. You're gonna kill
We
yourself.
both haven't had McDonald's in a
4
long-
years. I don't think about
4 years.
COVID, but go on.
Mine's
go on.
been like probably about a year and a half. I've had fries when I go, so I'll go with my friends. They'll get meals. I'll get a fry or a shake or something. But I haven't like actually had McDonald's. But that's besides the point. Okay, so what we're talking about? We had the screensaver here. I think the timeline was So I was making those videos, like the exploration videos. That's what it was. I investigated. I was taking a lot of inspiration from Tyler Oliveira. I think that's his name. I wanted to make videos like him, where he just like goes around like interviews people and like investigates certain things.
You look like him too. You do look like him.
Anyway, yeah, I wasn't trying to copy him, but I was taking inspiration from him, Tommy G, because I think
Yeah,
they're
that
good.
guy's awesome. That guy's cool.
Kia boys.
Yeah.
Kia boys. And then the end of summer comes around. Everyone's back in school. Or college, rather. I'm like, okay, I need to do something. My mom was like, you need to get a job, like, outside the house. So I got this sales job selling windows.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about... So sales jobs are good. That job, I have nothing bad to say about that job. The only problem was I would have had to drive, like, really far, like, 2+ hours a day to maybe get a sale. So I was a closer. I wasn't doing door knocking. I was a closer for windows, roofs, siding, etc. Long story short, but I ended that job because I couldn't do that driving. I mean...
You like basically wouldn't even make profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, it could have been very good
If you had a Prius.
if I had a Prius, which I don't. And, yeah, so I ended up quitting that job. And I was like... I was in a downward spiral almost. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like... So between, like, October and November, December of 2023... all my friends were in school. You were working. I was trying to figure out what to do. And actually, I tried real estate too. And I got bored of it. It was just like not what I wanted to do. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know, I took the course and everything, but I was just like,
You've been doing that for a while too.
I was doing that for a while, yeah. So I was like off and on with that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take it seriously. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take it seriously. I'm not going to do it. Just back and forth, mental battles. And I ended up in like one of the lowest points of my life, October, November. And it got even worse because I got sick. So I
remember that.
got a virus that lasted like 2 weeks where I was just like laying on the couch. I had a week I was fine. And then I got the flu, which lasted like another week and a half. So I was sick for like an entire month. And within that month, I was like, bro, I was just at probably one of the lowest points. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't hanging out with people. I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't know what to do. I was sleeping in late. I was just laying in bed, which I don't really talk about that much. And I was like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's lost, man. I was lost.
That happened to me too. That happened to me in August, and I'll go into it now. I think it's
No.
You don't,
I got,
you don't think so?
oh, no, because I'm going to finish up what I was saying.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, that happened. And during that time period, I was texting one of my friends who used to resell shoes, and you might not know him, but he's bought a lot for me in the past because I have like
Yeah, maybe.
connections locally.
Maybe.
And anyway, he was saying I'm starting to sell on Amazon name brand products, so he sent me a channel to watch. I started watching it, so now I sell on Amazon again, which I like, but I sell name brand products. I do online arbitrage, and I'm gonna move that into wholesale. It's very scalable, very good. I made my first sale. I'm gonna pop it up on screen. I made my first sale 2 days ago after verifying my account because I was having a lot of trouble with it. Now we're good. Now we're rolling. I am estimated to have, I'm going to say, so it's March 2nd right now. By the end of March, I want to have 1,000 in sales. I think that's very doable.
Yeah.
Working with 20% margins. So I think that's pretty good, 20% margin. So anyway, yeah, you can talk about what you wanted to go into. So I was going to talk about goals after this. My goals, I have like a list of goals. I'll pull them up while you talk.
All right. So yeah, I wanted to go like exactly where you left off. So it was in the very end of what, summer, that you
The
had
end
that
of
kind of
summer.
downfall too?
It was the end of summer until like December.
Yeah, so it's basically
it was so bad.
basically like the same thing for
Same
me.
thing.
I could not sleep. I couldn't focus on work. And you know why. But I
Yeah, I
couldn't
know
sleep.
why.
Couldn't focus on work. I couldn't do anything. So the only thing that I knew to do was okay, leave. And that might have not been the best thing, but I said, okay, I need a reset. And the only way to reset, I had a 2005 Toyota Prius at the time. That's why we're talking about Priuses.
Yeah.
And I packed all my shit in my car and moved to Florida for what? It was like a month or two? For like a month and a half or 2 months.
No, it was like a month, I'd say.
Yeah, it was
Because
about a
it was
month.
at the same time I was doing my sales job. So I was in training and applying for the job. He was in Florida.
So I drove down to Florida, one of my great friends, who was a great friend until I heard what he said behind my back. I was just gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it now.
the same thing because the same thing happened to me. Go on.
This is what I've heard, and I honestly hope it's not true, but I do think it's true. I do think it's true because I've heard it from people. But he was filming for me. I loved the dude at the time. Loved him.
And I met him. We filmed a video. He was cool.
He came out to
Nothing
me. He was
bad
like,
to say
"Brother,
about
I got you. I got you with. We're gonna do this." And he came down to Florida with me. So essentially, going into stories, we lived in Florida. I lived in my car with one of my filmers, and we
Did you film down there?
not really, kind of, but like
You
not.
filmed- I
not
remember
really.
you filmed shorts.
Shorts. I was
Yeah.
focused on YouTube shorts. I didn't really know what I was doing, but we lived in the car and went to Florida, and we went for one reason. We went to go meet Danny Duncan, and we wanted to say, you know what? Maybe like we can get some inspiration, just learn from him. Maybe get in one video and kind of just understand how he makes his videos, makes them cool, and does the style, and like what we can adopt from it. So we went to Inglewood, Florida. We drove all the way to Inglewood, Florida from.
They're gonna come get us.
Yeah, but I won't be here, so it doesn't matter. But we drove all the way, 24 hours or something, to Inglewood, Florida. It was like the most beautiful drive ever. And we had no AC in the car, and we slept in the car.
And you went in the summer. I don't know
and we
why
went with
you went in
90
the summer.
degrees every single day. And we met up with Danny, and we found him. Hey, Danny. And then we drove down from.
Wasn't it like at his house or something?
So this is why Danny probably hates us. We're like, okay, we're just gonna like figure out, because we were looking for like the Danny's Cream Pie, like the area where they hang out at.
Well, that's his store,
With
right?
the store.
Yeah.
And we legitimately was on a random road, and then we saw Danny, and that road happened to be his house. Like we're driving because
that was just luck.
we are driving through random places, saying, okay, where the hell is this place? Because we had no Wi-Fi, we had nothing. Both of our phones were dead. We're using my MacBook trying to connect to like the local like Dunkin'. It was like Publix Wi-Fi or some stupid
Publix,
stuff.
yeah.
And
I used to live in
and then we
Florida.
find Danny. We're like, oh my god, we just found him. And we're like, hey Danny, and it was his house, so it was kind of bad. But he was like, hey Danny, we drove down all the way from Massachusetts. We were wondering if we can get some advice. Like he quit his job. I'm working full time on YouTube, and we're doing this. We just want to travel and do this. He just said, yeah, you and everyone else, like, no. And he just kind of, I'm not going to say what he exactly said because I don't want to demonetize this, but he kind of.
No, you can say it.
Well, he just kind of told us to F off. He told us to like F off, and he was like, no, we don't want anything to do with it. And like Danny's never gonna watch this video, but I understand it. I understand.
Should I
it.
title this video "Danny Duncan Exposed 2023"?
I understand it. I 100% understand it. It was kind of just like a punch in the stomach. Like we weren't trying to reap off of his success. We were legitimately trying to like learn. Like, look, this is our situation. We just honestly asked for help because you're in the situation that we were in.
He's successful.
And there was something that he said. He said, if your dreams are crazy, like, then you're crazy. Go chase them. And we were like, this is our dreams. We want to chase them. We just went out there, and he kind of just shut us down. We're like, man, all right, we shut us down. we lived in Florida for a month. We tried to find him. We did all this, and
But you
Well,
learned a lot from the trip, and it was
we
fun.
learned
right?
a lot, and that was the greatest trip. And like I said, my filmer, he was there for me all the time. He would film for me and do all this and record for me, and he was like a ride or die. And he said it was a ride or die. And then we got back, he's talking kind of some shit behind my back, and he said the only reason that I hang out with him is because he has no friends and he has no one, and like basically just throwing shade behind my back. And personally, like I said, I'm big on my goals, I'm big on everything. And yes, he did all that for me, and I much respect that person. But got to a point where drugs and alcohol and all this stuff kind of got in the way, and paired that with talking behind my back, I can't let someone like that be in my life. So I had to cut him off. But man, I appreciate, and I don't think he's gonna watch this
Maybe, who
ever,
knows?
but I appreciate the version of you that was there for me at the time. But now I don't want to be in that situation. But I lived in my car, I lived in all that, and that really taught me that like if you have problems in a small town here, and you go travel and you go chase your goals, your girl breaks up with you, you have anything that's not a health related problem, because that's like a big problem, right? The health related shit, like
Health-
yeah,
health-
cancer,
Health
that
and
stuff.
family is
Yeah.
most important.
But like anything like, oh, like you just lost a job, like online like job, like you did, or like girl breaks up with you, you lose friends, you do anything, you don't have a vision, and you go travel and you go live outside of where your comfort zone is, you realize how small those problems become. They become super tiny
Nothing,
problems.
nothing matters at all.
And it's just like you go out there
crazy.
and you're like, wow, because they're so far away, those people, and everything's so far away that they're in the back of your head, and you're just like, this is my time to grind. This is my time to lock in and do what I need to do.
A lot of people, after that Danny Duncan
Yeah.
situation happened, I feel like would just give up. They would 100% give up.
I use it as motivation. I said,
Use it
Danny,
as motivation.
I have no disrespect towards you. I know we were probably in the wrong, but you've given me unlimited motivation, and I said I need to get to your level. Like
Either
I'm
you
going to get
become
to your level.
a sad winner or a sad loser. You know,
exactly.
Your choice is yours.
That's
Choice
Tate
is
said too.
yours.
It's just the same point. What would I go back to? Would I come back here, cry, sit in my room, say, okay, well, you know that,
And that goes back to the girl thing, where
Yeah.
it's just like, when you end something with a girl, like, yeah, it hurts, yeah, it's sad, and yeah, but what am I gonna do about it? Like, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna sit here and weep. I mean, the whole situation does suck.
It's not worth it.
It's
honestly
not worth it. You just gotta focus on your goals.
You got
and
to
lock
transfer
in.
that energy. Going back to what Tate says, it's like people always hate him, but he says a lot of true things. And if you look at it from a perspective that's not on TikTok, on
You guys
a
watch
white
those
girl's
clips.
shorts, then you understand
Oh.
that what he said was energy cannot be destroyed, can be converted. So when I was like heartbroken, I did all this. What did I do? I doubled my income. I legitimately doubled my income, my net worth, and got all my goals. And now I'm in a situation where I don't care anymore. And I learned psychological, like all these things that you can learn. And honestly, I do think that, like I said, that quote was, your most powerful thing is the ability to walk away.
Yes.
And I believe that I wasn't able to walk away, but now I have dropped multiple. It sounds degenerate. I know it sounds degenerate. I've dropped multiple women. I've been able to walk away from them. And you get that peace of mind. You say, you know what? If you're not going to be in my frame, I don't want anything to do with you, so you can go.
You
can
just
goodbye.
can't care. As much as it sounds bad, as much as
No, and,
it is,
and the reason
it's
I
just
don't
you can't.
care, yeah, the reason I don't
break the
care, the reason I don't care is because I'm gonna be traveling. It's not even gonna work out anyways. So there's no point in putting my emotional investment in someone when I know they're just gonna go off and cheat, right? There's no point of that. So you just go out and accomplish your goals, and then
Live your life, man. I mean,
and it's you just build your garden. We just gotta build our
your
garden. But I'm not worried about any of that right now. I'm just like the thing that pisses me off the most, and it's not even like a bad thing, is the fact that I know, and this is why I'm moving, is I know that there's people out there that are my brothers that grind with, but we are grinding alone in different countries, and they feel alone, they feel that loneliness, and they're just grinding alone. And I'm like, wait a second, what am I doing here? If I can move in with them, we can suffer together. And that's eventually what you'll do when you get started and you get everything going, which I know you will. And
yeah, so I would go to
Yeah.
Budapest with him. I'm staying home because I need to focus on myself, focus on my business,
you-
be able to automate things, which again I'll talk about later.
the difference is that I've been doing it for 3 years.
He's been doing it for 3
and,
years.
And he needs to use those years now, but then we're going to meet up again and do all this. So
Oh,
this is-
100%. We're gonna have a house together.
Yeah, and it's
sure.
just going to be
Promise.
like, yeah.
On stream.
It's gonna-
Or on.
Well,
yeah.
mate, we are going to own a house together, and we'll get into the cars right after this. But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, like, look, I'm in a situation where, yeah, I'm alone. Okay? I grind alone. I do everything alone, work alone. But I'm in a situation where I have the money to be able to struggle with grinding with brothers so we can keep each other accountable. Because if I'm sitting here alone and I'm like, all right, I don't want to work today, and someone's like, get your ass up, we're working, we're doing all this today. That's what we need. Like, if you don't want to work, I'm smacking you in the face. Like, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go, come on.
And
But
it's
that's something
hard
we
when you're
do,
doing
yeah.
different stuff too, because he's doing trading, I'm doing Amazon
That's
now.
why you need to be together, because at the end of the day, what matters is
It's the mindset. It's
you
not
could do
what you're
something
doing.
completely different. But if I'm sitting there at a table with you and we're
But
working,
it is, dude. It's so hard though, because it's just when you're trying to learn, and you want someone to like bounce ideas off of. And I'm learning this Amazon thing completely by myself. I don't have anyone. I'm in a couple Discords, but they're dead.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for any courses yet. I literally have no one to learn from. I watch videos and I just do hours upon hours of product research, scrolling through websites, trying to get ungated in different categories, which again, you guys probably don't know what that means, but it's just brutal at first, but you guys just got to do it. You just got to do it.
yeah, no, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. So,
Wait, I was going to say, I want to talk about Andrew Tate because I
go ahead.
found him. I saved a video to my camera roll. I don't know if this is the first time I saw him, but the first video I saved from TikTok, 'cause I used to scroll on TikTok the summer of 2022. It was like July 15th. It was like a month after the podcast we made. Just under a month. And I was like, at that point, I didn't know who he was. I was like, who is this guy? And then all those things came out. He's a bad person because he watched that one clip. But overall, he does say stuff, but he says all those things to piss you off. He says all those things to get the attention. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get people talking
it's a
about
character. It's a character online.
him. Dude, half the stuff he says is a joke. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, people take him so seriously. He's literally almost everything he says like that. Like,
And we're not even
Yeah.
dick riders. We
No,
aren't.
no.
We're just people who take it. And if it wasn't him, I would still take advice. Like, there's a lot of people. But I honestly think that
he's so self-accomplished. He speaks
Yeah.
so well. I want to be in that position, but he's learned a lot. His stories are amazing.
I
But
honestly
he's just
think, yeah, dude,
he's
it's
hilarious.
It's
Like-
just the fact that he has benefited my life so much, and other people he's helped us. And yeah, what these
It
what these
sounds
girls
cringy.
and these people say, and they see all these TikToks, but at the end of the day, it's like when you're in a situation where you're down and you need someone to like kind of give you guidance. Those are one of the people I look to. It's I say, okay, what did he do?
Entertain.
Because if you look at him, and this sounds, it looks like we're like all these fans,
Well,
but this is what I do. Yeah.
Check your camera.
Yeah,
Make sure
yeah.
it's still going here.
Oh, okay, so we're back.
just talking about
All
Andrew Tate.
So what I was saying was, as much as it sounds like we're just big lovers and fans, this is what I actually do. I look at him and I'd say, okay, this is him back in the day when he was like broken at 21 and everything, and now this is him now, and this could be anyone. This could be us. You could even look at us like that.
We also don't
say-
we don't copy him. We don't try to be like him. We
No.
just take his advice and some of the good advice. I've genuinely learned so much from him that I couldn't have been taught anywhere. I know it sounds so stupid, but
But that's not
it's
even
the
him. I've
truth.
learned so much from all these people online and just
all those people like
people
him
that help me.
I can't really name other
And
people.
Eamon Gazi, and this is why I love
Oh.
Eamon Gazi, is because he commented on my YouTube video. He saw my channel, commented, and said, "Keep pushing. I'm proud of you." And he said, "You're gonna make it." And that I framed it. I legitimately framed that, and I said, "Okay, this is why."
If
Because
you're in
that
the
video-
entrepreneurship space, you know who that is.
and that video got what 700 views,
yeah, so he saw a video that didn't go viral at all.
and I don't know how he found it, but it just showed up on his feed, and he found it, and then he just watched it, and then he was like, "Keep pushing. I'm proud of you. You're gonna make it." And that was just the biggest motivation for me. But going back to Andrew Tate, it's just like anyone who has that motivation and shows us the lifestyle and is in our shoes that really helps us. It's not even about motivation. It's just about like just getting our minds right. It could be anyone. But that's someone who's resonated with the young audience. And yeah, you could say there's people who are bums that listen to him, but I believe that we're trying to become the best version of ourselves. So
Yeah, and it also gets a bad reputation because these kids, the 15-year-old kids with the ice cream cone haircut, you know who I'm talking about. They see him on TikTok
and
and,
the
they're
ice
like
cream cone body shape,
the build. Remember that build?
the pear build.
yeah. Yeah, so
Oh,
those kids, they see him and then they treat women bad. They're like, oh, women can't cook.
What?
No, he's actually doing well now.
I
He's
love
actually doesn't have the build anymore. He's
good. That's good for
been
him.
in the
There's a
gym.
couple guys that were fat that we used to
Yeah,
resell
we
shoes,
sell
with,
shoes with.
and now they got skinny because we bullied them into being skinny, and that's how we
It,
did
it worked.
works.
It worked. But no, they're in great positions now. One's about EMG's actually about to buy a Tesla, I think.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Or a new car. Yeah, he's been stacking. He's doing really well. And I still
yeah.
talk to
Speaking of cars,
4 people
Sean
that
Kicks.
do shoes. Yeah, Sean Kicks.
Shout out Sean. But speaking of cars,
Wait,
as
no,
well,
one more thing about Andrew Tate. 'Cause I want to keep talking. Yeah, those kids, they see those videos and they treat girls bad because they think that that's, if you actually watch his videos, and you watch his older videos and his courses. I actually watched his business course. That is by far the best business course I've ever watched. I downloaded it on my computer.
Yeah, you
it's
showed
an
me it.
8-hour
Yeah.
business
You
course,
showed
like
me.
the lessons 1 through 100. It is genuinely the most like effective business course you guys can watch. I mean,
Yeah.
at least for me, I implemented some of the things he said.
Is it no cuts too?
I
Straight up.
don't know if it's like 4 hours
Yeah.
at a time. I think it's 4-hour chunks.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the fact he's able to do that, and it's like all off the top of his head. I don't know if he has notes or not. He probably has like a whiteboard or something. But
So are you done?
Yeah.
Tate?
yeah, I mean, he just gets a bad rep, and he's helped me a lot with business and the mindset and stuff like that. And not everything he says is good, but I just think people misinterpret what he says and his actions. Half the stuff he says is to get people talking about him. He wants that.
He wants the attention.
He wants the
He wants to
people
build
like
that
one person liking him. He wants the
brand.
other person not liking him because then it gains people. Who is Andrew Tate? What's he doing? You know, gets people talking about him.
So I want to hear about your goals, and I want to tie into cars.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna.
I think cars. Yeah, I think cars brings
Cars.
the because he wasn't into cars. I kind of got him into it.
Yeah, you ruined me, bro.
Talk about it.
Yeah, you're the one that got me into cars. I used to not like cars and not care, and then after you started talking about all these different cars, I was like, oh, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
But I think cars are a vehicle. I think, well, obviously they're a fucking vehicle. But
Well,
I think
it's
they're a
like
vehicle to networking and everything. So personally, my goal, my first car, supercar, if you want to call it supercar, is to get a BMW i8. I want to get an i8. It just looks beautiful. And I think that bringing that to car meets itself will bring me
increases
will bring
your
me
image.
attention.
It
will
increases your
it will
image.
increase my image, but the fact is, it will bring me network abilities. Because if I can sit there with those supercar owners and talk to them, and have this nice car and travel the world, and being a young kid, I think that matters
That-
a lot to me.
It's crazy.
That matters a lot to me with that car, and I think that's great. And for you, Hellcats and everything, you love those.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about that. I think that the cars are great. It increases your image, and a lot of people say to me, "Oh, don't buy a nice car at a young age. Save your money." I agree with that. That's the smart thing to do. That's the educated thing to do. But when am I going to be 19 with a Hellcat? When am I going to be 21 with a Ferrari 458? I'm not saying I'll read to you my goals of like when I'm going to plan to accomplish these goals, but I'm just saying like you only live once, man. I mean, I don't want to sit around waiting until retirement or waiting until
65 if you make it there to get a car.
because nothing's guaranteed. It's like you might as well live life day by day. And I know it sounds bad, but
Even though we're working 10 hours a day on our computers, but that's for the
But-
sacrifice.
yeah, it's a sacrifice. But it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just I can't word it, but I don't like to sit around and wait for the future because that's what a lot of people do, and then they end up in situations full of regret. I tweeted this out two days ago, a day ago. I'm gonna read it off because I thought of it, and I was like, I have to tweet this out. It just hit me. So I said, where was it? The biggest risk is not taking any. So that's my quote. I love that quote.
Yeah, that's
and I just said one of the quotes that resonates me with the most since starting my entrepreneurship journey 2+ years ago. People go through their life scared of failure. The result of that is the endless thought of what if. So
People's
if you don't
lives,
try, it's just going to be like, what if I was able to talk to that girl? What if I was able to make all this money at a young
Start
age?
that business.
What
go
if
travel
yeah.
Europe, all that shit.
So it's like you might as well try it. Yeah, you're gonna fail, but you're not gonna fail if you don't give up.
Something Joe Rogan said was the story of most people's lives is the story of unfilled potential, unfilled dreams, unfilled goals, and something I don't know who said it, but
They want safety and security, which
yeah.
I respect, but like, you only live once, man. You don't even know if you're gonna live past 65.
You don't know if you can live past 30.
Right, and it's
I know people who have died. Some kid died last year from drug overdose, and people die like
well,
that.
we wouldn't die over drug
Because
overdose, but
we're not.
we don't do drugs.
You gotta
and
bear
alcohol.
responsibility for doing
Okay.
this. Okay.
First of all, we're so anti-drugs and alcohol because it alters your mind.
Yeah.
I think that it's just.
You don't have control over yourself, and I need
I'll
to have
probably
control.
drink like champagne when I make money.
When I
like-
go to Budapest, my brother, we're celebrating making success and making a lot of money. We're going to have maybe a cigar, but that's
Oh yeah, cigar. Yeah, I was gonna say cigars are valid. I'd
But
say
that's once every
cigars
two
and
years.
alcohol. But it's just like so many people go out on the weekends partying, drinking. But I'm like, dude, what are you
every
celebrating?
night.
What are you celebrating?
But like, don't party unless you have something to celebrate. Like when I go down there, yes, he has some vodka or he has some of that, and I probably won't drink a lot. I might have a sip or two. But the reason is because we're celebrating the fact that we have been able to accomplish our goals because we have been manifesting this since 2021. said, hey, one day we're gonna live together. One day we're gonna do all this. One day we're gonna make money. And now we're doing
And didn't
it.
you meet those kids in Hustlers University?
Yeah, and I met those kids through Andrew Tate. So the biggest thing that Andrew Tate has taught me was not anything mindset-wise, but the networking ability to meet these brothers online and find these people. And now we're the most dedicated people, and we are brothers. We do anything for each other. Get him into America. I'm legitimately going to marry this dude.
He came. No, one of them came here, and I met him. He's a great guy, Jack.
He came here
Cool.
from the UK.
Love that
We've
kid.
never met in person. We met through Andrew Tate, and I said, "Look, brother, we're gonna be successful, and you're not getting rid of me." And he said, "He's not gonna get it rid. He can't get it rid. Fuck, I don't know, but we're
Yeah.
inseparable. Is what I mean. All these people, and
You
we're
just
gonna
gotta
grind
walk
the world
in and
together.
grind, man.
That's what we're doing.
And you gotta find those people.
Why don't we go over the goals you have?
Yeah, so let's talk about the goals. So he sent me this sheet on this app called Notion. I very much so recommend this app.
Yeah, Notion's a beautiful one.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about this. So it's March now. I made this sheet in February. February 2024, make first sale, which I did. I made my first sale a couple days ago after my account got re-verified. I had to submit my license twice for some reason. I don't know why. I already did it, but, we're good now. Find an Amazon group, gym, YouTube. Obviously, I'm doing that now. And I was thinking, so I was working at this warehouse job, and I was making about $60 a day, $50 a day, probably 50 after taxes. So I was saying, if I make $300 in sales a day, that equals $60 profit at 20% margins. So that's $9,000 in sales a month, $1,800 profit per month. I think that's very doable. I think I should have that by the summer. If I don't have that by the summer, I'm doing something wrong. And I was actually talking to one of the kids at work, and he's talking about parties and going outside and like being active, as they say. And he's just like, I don't party anymore. And I was just like, I was trying to think about it. I hadn't been to a party since
Oh my God,
that
3 years?
that video. Remember the one with the podcast of us on the couch?
Yeah.
I went to this party. It was July 5th or 6th. It was like right after the 4th. And that was the last party I've been to.
I did go to a party. So I'm gonna tell this story real quickly. It's very, very short. I went to a party. It was a graduation party, and I sat there. Everyone was drinking, everyone was smoking, and I was like, you know what? I don't belong here. So I left. I was there for 5 minutes, and I said, hey, congratulations on this. And then 5 minutes later, I sat there. I was like, I don't belong here. I don't. I said, hey, congratulations, congratulations. I'm leaving. They're like, where are you going? I was like, I just gotta go. I just gotta leave. And then
Don't explain yourself.
left.
Just
you don't have to. They don't deserve an explanation.
a lot of people explain themselves trying to explain what's going on, and just
You don't have to.
explain
No one
yourself.
cares at the end of the day.
No
so
one
it doesn't
cares.
matter.
I watched this movie, A Bronx Tale. If you guys haven't watched that,
Yeah.
you should. Have you watched that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. The guy Sonny, he goes, nobody cares, and it's true. A lot. I mean, there's obviously some people that care. You probably have like
Your family.
probably
cares.
like
your
three-
mother cares.
3 friends. Yeah, your family cares.
Your mother cares.
Besides
and
that,
that's pretty
dude,
much it.
nobody cares. Nobody cares, and you gotta get that into your head.
Yeah.
These jobs you're working, you're just like for me, like a warehouse job. You're just a number on a screen. As much as you think that they care about
You're
you,
a
they don't
cog.
care.
You're a cog in the machine. You're in the matrix.
Yep. So anyway, back to the point. I hadn't been to a party, and it was like, that was July 5th or 6th of 2022, and the only reason I went was to make someone jealous. I know it sounds so stupid, but there was this girl I was talking to, and I was fumbling. It was pretty bad, and I was just trying to make her jealous that I went to a party. I don't know what I was doing.
See, yeah, that's that negative energy. That's that.
And then I
that
haven't
weird
been to a party
energy.
since. I have
Yeah.
nothing to celebrate, so.
When I went to that party, I was talking to someone.
I
it's
went to
just
one
like,
grad
yeah.
party, and it was just like their family was there. It was cool. Everyone was just talking.
I did go to a party with their family.
But
so
that's
it wasn't
that's
like
not a
that,
party.
yeah. That's
Like
not
a
really
party is like where people drink, smoke, like the club. My friends have been to the club. I haven't gone to. I've never been to the club yet. I turned 18. I haven't been to the club because I feel like there's no point. I've been to some concerts, and now I'm done going to concerts. I feel like there's again no point. You're spending all that money. It takes so long to get there. 2 hours standing in lines, waiting, spending all this money, and then you're standing in a crowd, jumping up and down with all these people that are drunk and high, woo, 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 and then you just go home. And then you forget everything, and it's like, yeah, it's cool, but
You just listen to
I don't
music
know.
on your
Yeah,
phone.
I'd rather listen to the music on my phone. One concert, though, I went to Kid Cudi. Great, because he actually performed, so props to him. That concert was amazing. I don't regret that at all. But most of the rap concerts is just like, the music's playing on the speaker anyway. And it's just, yeah. And I don't...
Is it actually? Yeah. I've
Yeah,
never
like-
been to a concert.
And they just they go over the mic, and they're just like, they sing a couple words sometimes. And it's just, I don't know. I don't see the point of concerts. But back to the point of this. My goals: make first sale, Yeah, and I need to make a sales spreadsheet, sell $1,000 by the end of March. So this is my goal sheet from February to the end of April. May to the end of June, I need to make an LLC, which I might make sooner, depending.
I need to make one.
I know I need to. Figure out wholesale, which I might do. Keep networking, meet some people on the same path, save for a scat pack. So we were talking about cars.
Yep.
So I'll get into this after. Hit my first $1,000 profit month.
Yeah.
Find a good supplier. July through August, look into a prep center. If you guys don't know what a prep center is, it's where I'll have products shipped to. They package them up, they label them up, and then they mail them to Amazon to be sold. So I don't even come across any of the products I order. I use my money, and they just get sent there, wrapped up, taken care of, sent off. And actually, before I finish this, you can check and replace.
Another tip. Diet.
I'm working on my diet. I actually.
You gotta supplement the food that you usually eat with the sugar-free chemical shit. That's what you gotta do.
No, that's not what you gotta do. Just gotta eat whole foods, grass-fed. I eat a lot of grass-fed food, and it's a balance. I have ice cream a lot. It's my favorite food. I don't have it a lot. Probably like once or twice a week, which is a lot. But it's just like if you balance it out, I eat fairly well. You know, I don't eat crap for breakfast. Oatmeal, yogurt with blueberries, banana, eggs. It's just you gotta eat well, and it's all balanced. You know. Back to the goals though. I was saying look into prep centers. So that's where you mail products out to. Sorry, I had to cut it off. The battery on the camera was about to die, and I had to replace it. This battery's probably not gonna last that long, so I gotta just keep checking it. I'm sorry about that, but
We'll get it going.
yeah, the prep center.
We'll slow it down.
Yeah, we gotta start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
But the prep center, you mail stuff to.
Wrap it
They
up
take
with the
care of
goals.
it. What?
We'll wrap it up with the goals.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about cars. We'll wrap it up with cars.
Yeah, wrap it up with cars.
So then September, October 2024, hit first $5,000 profit month. Prep for the end of Q4, which is quarter four. So, I mean, I guess October, November, December of 2024. That's when all the sales happen. Christmas, Black Friday, Thanksgiving. A lot of sales going on. A lot of people buying. Everyone's buying Christmas stuff. And look into taxes because I'm going to have to pay taxes coming February of 2025. So, November, December 2024, Q4. Focus on that. These are just the goals I put out now. And also buy a scat pack.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a scat pack's also a goal for January, February of 2025.
So that's coming up.
That
A
is a year. So I think that if I work, I'll genuinely be able to comfortably afford a scat pack, but I'm not gonna buy it outright with cash. I'm gonna have to do a payment plans.
Let's go into the cars.
We're gonna go into cars. So
this is a good one.
this is good. So I'm gonna have to do payment plans just because I need that capital to invest in Amazon.
Mhm.
I could probably at that point buy a scat pack outright with cash, depending on how things go. If things go to plan, I could, but it's just I need that money for business, so I would rather do a payment plan.
Here's what I do with my cars. Or I bought a new car. I bought a different car from the. Oh yeah, it's a Bronco. It's a Ford Bronco.
Yeah,
And
nice
it's,
car.
2022 finance because I'm not gonna buy it out in cash. But
You know, we talked about that before. I think buying it out with cash is good if you have the cash.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think there's much of anything wrong with financing.
I had the cash, but I invested most of it into prop firms, which I've actually got back now. So, but
yeah, but
besides the point is,
if you're investing it into a business, you know, I'd rather much rather pay the $300 a month.
Another reason why I financed it, and a big reason why I finance a lot of it. I'll even finance like shit that's $300 because I need to build credit. I have a credit score, a good credit score. It's like 760 something.
But we
I
have
don't
no record of
We have
credit.
no history.
Credit
That's
history.
why I always use my credit card. I always pay it off, which I
I do
actually have
too.
to pay it off today.
I heard that if you do it, like, I was talking to the guy at the bank because I had to ask for an increase of credit
Yeah.
for my business. So he said, open up another credit card. You can look on Credit
Yeah,
Karma.
yeah.
It tells you some ones that you can probably get approved for. There's also some other app that increases your credit score and it increases your
Yeah.
history. But he did say paying it off like once on the 10th and then once on the 29th or something like that. You do 2 payments per month as opposed to just once. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard, so I'm going to start doing
Yeah,
that.
I just paid mine. Mine's always like the 5th or the 3rd, so I think that's like
So you
tomorrow.
try to do it off 2 days as opposed to just once. But
Yeah, I don't know. I always just paid off then. But besides the point is
Building
the reason,
credit's important
Yeah,
at a
the
young
reason we
age.
did it was because to build the credit history.
I got my credit
And,
card when I
yeah.
turned 18. On my 18th birthday, went down to the bank, got a credit card.
Yeah, me too.
So-
And I have to get a new one for traveling as well. But besides the point
Yeah,
is,
besides the
let's
point.
go into cars.
Financing's good.
I have a rule for supercars or cars that are not my daily and kind of like toys. And what I do is this. Number one, if they're a toy, I'm not going to finance it. I'm going to buy it outright in cash. But I need to have my goals set first. So I need to have 100K into my trading account. I need to have $1 million funded. I need to have another 100K in my bank account. So that's
So you
100.
need 200K.
So I know 200K in my bank account, and then the amount of value that the car is. So the i8, give or take 60 grand. So I need to have 160 grand in my bank account. I need to have a 100K trading account, and I need to be $1 million funded. And then YouTube subscribers doesn't matter. I think it only amplify the subscribers.
No.
Make a video about it too.
Yeah, so
Amplify
that's
it.
important. It increases your image. That's the huge thing about cars, which I didn't
Yeah.
really realize until recently.
So that's why that's why I'm very hesitant on buying a car now, as much as I could. I don't want to because I don't have my goals set.
It's not that we couldn't. It's just not smart. We
I
need to
don't.
be smart
I don't
with
want
our
to.
money.
Yeah, I could go buy an i8, but I don't want
Put
to.
payments on it, but it's not.
I'd rather try. That's why I'm traveling. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm traveling Europe, and it's a lot cheaper than what it is down here.
So you can travel in Europe.
So I'm legitimately
far
traveling,
cheaper.
and I'm.
How much is it for a month in Budapest?
I think we're paying we have a bunch of dudes, and we're probably paying like $500-$600. That's it. It's
Yeah.
not much, and it's not much at all. And,
Not
and,
at
it's,
all.
and it's just like
For a month?
yeah, and we're traveling the world, and we're doing all this, and it's
So
beautiful.
probably with
These
food and
places-
everything, probably a
thousand
$1,000 bucks.
and it's like, guys, these places are more beautiful. They're arguably more safer if you're living like Chicago or Detroit in those areas.
There's no guns. It's just, you got to be careful of pickpocketers. They'll target Americans. But
It's simple shit like
yeah,
that.
you just got to be smart. People aren't smart. A lot of people are slow and stupid.
That's why I have to
We're
prepare.
smart.
Yeah,
We'll, you'll be fine. Whenever I go to Europe, I'll be fine. Just
yeah.
a
So
lot of it's common sense. too.
honestly, that's really it. So, I mean, that's
Yeah, I was gonna talk about cars here for mine. So that's
yeah.
your that's your goal with the
that's
car.
pretty much it for the podcast for me. But why don't you finish off with
Yeah,
your
I'll
car
finish
shit?
off with the cars. So my plan's the Scat Pack by what did I say?
2025,
2025,
January,
February 2025. So that's my goal for the Scat Pack. I want to put payments on it so I can use the capital to invest in the business. I'd rather be paying honestly, I don't even care if it's like $1,000 a month, whatever the payment would be. It doesn't matter. I do the shortest amount of time, but
How much
just
does this car cost? 40.
30, 40. It depends. It really depends. I do want to get a wide body Charger. Be nice. Those.
See, I don't
are
like
40.
those American cars. I like the German.
I love 'em.
I like the.
I liked them
exotic,
before,
the
like, the hype.
Italian cars.
But
I like the foreign cars.
Foreign
I
cars
I
are
like the
nice.
super cars. I'm not really a big American dude, even though I have a Ford, but it's
that's a daily. It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
I have a
it's just-
Honda right now. It's a daily.
it's
I
like
couldn't drive.
Japanese. Is Honda Japanese?
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't drive the Scat Pack daily because it's rear wheel drive in the winter. That would be pretty
The
bad.
i8's all-wheel drive.
Ooh,
It's hybrid,
what's the top speed on that? You know,
not fast. It's
it's not. I think,
369 horsepower. I think it's got a 3-cylinder engine. I don't know.
I think Scat Packs have like 485.
Does it have a V8?
horsepower? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're nice. I love them.
What's the
Everything's
difference?
perfect.
Is the Hellcat a supercharged V8?
Supercharged? Yeah, they go
And the-
faster.
And the Scat
and more
Pack's just a
horsepower.
regular V8?
I think so. Don't quote me on. I'm not. See, that's the thing. We're not car experts.
We don't
just
know
like
shit
our-
about engines or anything.
We're not those.
We just like the
nerds
looks of
that are
cars
like-
and how fast they go.
Yeah, because I know people that are like, this engine has this.
We're
It's
not,
like,
we're
dude,
not
I
nerds.
don't
Like,
care.
I know my car right now is like a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine, but that's just because like I bought the car and I knew what the engine was. But
You
I
don't
don't
have to
go,
look into it when you buy the car, but you're not
I
a
don't
nerd
go
about
study all like I don't even know what the i8 engine is. All I know is there's a motor, and then there's a small engine which I'm pretty sure is a 3-cylinder as
it.
well.
It looks good.
Yeah,
So
looks good. It's
Drives good.
semi-reliable because it's a hybrid. It gets 40 miles a gallon. It's like a Prius, but it looks like a supercar. Yes, I could get for the same price maybe an R8 or a Corvette C8, a new one. But
C8's not bad.
the thing is, it's just like that car has just sentimental value to me, and you know that the i8. So
Yeah.
it's just like
You get what you
what
like.
it is, yeah.
So I like Chargers. I like Dodge, and no matter what people say, I mean, no matter what the stereotypes are, I
the
like.
stereotype.
No, but it's true. I like that car,
The Sean
No.
kicks.
bro. And they're stolen a lot, so you gotta be careful with that. But it's just a car I like. I've always liked the Charger, and actually, when I was making the videos summer of 2022, I saw some Chargers, and it really just like I don't know what it was. It was like one day I was like looking at them. I was like, I really like that car. Chargers and Challengers. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get one.
There's your car. Yeah,
There's
that's
my
what I
car.
said with the i8. But
So
I made
ever
a
since
post.
then,
Yeah, post
ever-
in like 2015 maybe. But an i8,
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, anyways,
my old Instagram.
that's crazy. Yeah, I wasn't into cars back then, so I didn't know. But yeah, it was just something clicked, and I was like, I'll have that car. So my plan's that moving to a. So I can't just go into like even going from my car a Honda to a Scat's like gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be triple the horsepower, probably
Yeah.
double, triple,
Quadruple,
quadruple.
probably quadruple, honestly.
76 horsepower car.
That's not 70. Mine's like 100
My
something.
my
so it's like
Prius,
an
my
extra
Prius
300.
had 76 horsepower.
What's
so
the 0 to 60 on a Scat? Let's see. 'Cause it's gonna be fast.
6 seconds.
Let's see.
6.1.
No, 4.5.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
the i8.
4.2.
I think the i8 is pretty much the same.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
I
I
don't
feel like a
know.
lot of those cars are all the same. But point being, that's very fast compared to like my what 8, 10, 12 seconds 0 to 60.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
Prius
what it
is
is.
like 20 seconds.
20, 25, 30. Anyway, yeah. So
That's pretty much it, dude.
yeah. So no, I was gonna
It's a
say I like
long
foreign
video.
cars. I'm gonna get the Scat.
Then the
Hopefully,
Ferrari. Then the Ferrari.
not hopefully. I'm gonna get the Scat. Then I'm gonna get a Hellcat. I'm probably gonna trade in the Scat for a Hellcat. Then I'll get a Ferrari. I want a Ferrari 458.
I
or
will
an
want to get
812.
those. After my i8, I want to get a Gallardo.
Gallardo. Lamborghini Gallardo.
I
I
wanna
like
get-
Lambos.
I want to get a Lamborghini Gallardo.
I like Ferraris more. I don't know why. It's just something about it. I know you can't customize it or anything.
For me, it's all sentimental value. Like I made a post in 2014 when I was driving through. And I saw orange Lamborghini Gallardo. It was a 2004 Lamborghini, and it was a coupe, nice orange color. And I made a post about it, and it was just like I saw this today. And ever since the day, I've been in love with that car. Obviously, not getting a 2004 car because it's gonna shit the bed on me. But maybe I'll get like.
But just the model. in
I'll get an
general.
LP, like a 2012 and up. So 2012, 13 or 14. Get one of those. And then obviously the i8, like I said, I made a post about that as well. I saw it in when did I see it? I saw it at the reservation. Up there, I saw it, I made a post about that on Instagram, and then I made a post about a Ferrari 488.
Those are nice. I like all Ferraris.
Yeah.
I also like some of the old ones. We were talking about that.
Don't buy it.
No, dude, they're so nice.
He's gonna break it.
No, it wouldn't. That would be a car I'd buy when I have a whole garage of cars.
Yeah.
I would just have that. I forget I think it's like. I don't even want to say it because I'm probably completely wrong. There's the Testarossa.
Testarossa.
Rossa or Rosa. I don't know how to say it.
We butcher the names.
Yeah,
it's not
'cause
like
Italian.
Gallardo.
Gallardo. Yeah,
It's called the Gallardo.
that one there is nice. And then I think it's the F40, the old F40s. Those are insane.
Those are so nice.
Those are insane. I just like the old Ferraris, old
Yeah.
BMWs. And I was watching Fast and Furious. We were talking about that. And some of the cars in there are nice.
Yeah, but shit.
So
man.
yeah,
I mean,
that's it, bro. This video is so long.
this video is probably 2 hours.
Yeah, but
probably
it's
more.
good. It's gonna take so long to upload. My
Yeah.
computer's gonna blow up, bro.
But yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, just send me the file, the 50 gigabyte file. We'll get going. So basically,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the update, 2-year update, and I will see you guys in 2026 on his channel. And then if you
Or-
want my channel, you know it's Jesse Emerton.
I'm gonna link all
Yeah.
his Instagram or whatever down below.
We'll probably
You
make
guys-
more videos.
I was gonna
before
say
then.
maybe we'll do another podcast before. Who knows? But
We're definitely
yeah,
gonna
we
make
have to.
vlogs and shit. We'll definitely, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
see you all the time. But in terms of the
Like
Road
this
to
year.
Freedom podcast,
Road to
we
Freedom.
will see you guys in 2026.
Wait. What's the name gonna be? Is it gonna be Road to Freedom? What
Episode 2.
episode? No, because we had episode 2.
Oh, this is episode 3.
No, I had a whole bunch of them. Should I just do
Oh
Road to
shit.
Freedom?
We'll call it Road to Freedom
What should it be?
2-year update.
I like that.
I don't know. No one's gonna watch
Yeah.
videos for now. They'll
I don't
watch
know.
it when we're successful and famous. So
I'll post
until
the
then,
link. You guys will watch the video. You'll probably get a minute into it and then click off.
yeah. So until then, we will see you in 2026.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Boom. Damn, bro. Woo.